Which holiday was I curious about?
The Day of the Dead. I was curious.
The Day of the Dead.
Curious.
I was curious about
the
the
Day of the Dead.
Day of the Dead.
Curious.
So I walked through the cemetery. There was also color in the sky because many kids were flying kites. Where was the color? In the sky, that's right, in the sky. Why was there color in the sky?
Because many kids was flying kite.
Because kids were flying kites. The kites. There was color in the sky because kids were flying kites. Who were flying kites?
Kids was flying kite.
Kids were flying
Kids.
kites.
Was flying kite.
Was the sky colorful
Yes.
or was the sky gray?
The sky
The
was
sky was
colorful. Colorful.
What was colorful?
The sky was colorful.
The sky. Right. The sky was colorful. Why was the sky colorful? Because kids were flying kites. What were the kids flying?
Flying kite.
Kites.
Kids
That's right.
was
The
flying
kids were
kite.
flying kites. Where were they flying kites?
In the cemetery.
In
They-
the cemetery.
They
The
were
kids
flying
were flying
kite in the
kites.
cemetery.
In the cemetery.
In the cemetery.
Who was flying kites in the cemetery?
Yes.
Kids, right. Children. Kids were flying kites in the cemetery. Some families were having a picnic next to the graves. We, in the United States, don't do this. So some families were having a picnic next to the graves. They ate, they drank, and they chatted together. Did they eat?
Yes,
Yes, they ate.
They
Who ate?
The watermelon. Ate.
Families, right? Of course. Families ate.
Family ate.
What did they eat?
They eat watermelon
They
food.
ate Guatemalan food. Right? Food from Guatemala. Right? The families ate Guatemalan food. Did they eat American food?
They didn't eat watermelon.
No, they didn't eat
Eat-
American food.
They didn't eat
They
Guat-
ate Guatemalan food. Where did they eat Guatemalan food?
They eat watermelon food in the cemetery.
In the cemetery.
In the
right?
cemetery.
They ate food
In the
in
cemetery.
the cemetery. They ate Guatemalan food in the cemetery. They also drank
They
in
drank.
the cemetery.
Drank.
Did they drink water in the cemetery?
No, they didn't drink.
No.
They didn't drink
What did they
water.
drink
They drank
in the
beer.
cemetery?
Beer. They drank beer.
They drank.
Drank
Beer.
beer.
Who drank beer?
The families
The families.
Drank
the families
beer.
drank beer.
drank beer.
What did they eat?
They ate watermelon food.
Guatemalan food.
Watermelon food.
They ate Guatemalan food and drank beer. Did they drink beer or did they drink water?
They drank beer.
They drank beer. Where did they drink beer?
They drank beer in the cemetery.
They drank beer
In the cemetery.
in the cemetery.
Cemetery.
When did they drink beer?
On November 1st, on the Day of the Dead.
November 1st,
The day
the Day of the Dead. they drank beer? When did they eat?
On November 1st, the day of the dance.
They ate on November 1st,
the
Day of the Dead. Did they chat together?
Yes, they chatted together.
They chatted together.
They chatted together.
Who chatted together?
Family chatted together.
The families, of course.
The
The families chatted
together.
together. When did they chat together?
On November 1st, the day of the dead.
November 1st, the day of the dead.
They chatted together.
People laughed and smiled.
Smiled.
In the United States, cemeteries are always somber.
Somber.
Are cemeteries happy in the United States?
No, it wasn't happy.
No, never. Cemeteries aren't happy in the United States. Cemeteries are always somber.
Are always
sad and serious.
Somber.
Are cemeteries serious in the United States?
No, it wasn't.
Yes, they are. In the United States, cemeteries are always somber. They are always serious. In the United States, are cemeteries somber or are cemeteries happy?
The cemetery
somber. Right? Cemeteries are always somber in the United States. Was the cemetery somber in Guatemala?
No, it wasn't somber.
No. It wasn't somber
in Guatemala.
The cemetery wasn't somber in Guatemala. But in the United States, cemeteries are always somber. Are cemeteries always somber in Guatemala or in the United States? In the United States, cemeteries are always somber.
In the United States.
Where are cemeteries always somber?
United States. The cemetery.
United States, that's right. In the United States, cemeteries are always somber. Are they happy?
No, it aren't happy.
No.
They aren't happy.
They are always somber. Cemeteries in the United States are always somber. Very somber. We certainly never have festivals or parties next to graves. Do we have parties next to graves?
No, they didn't.
No, we don't. We don't have parties next to graves. Do we ever have parties next to graves?
No.
No,
they don't.
We never have parties next to graves. Do we ever have parties in restaurants?
Yes.
Yes, we have parties in restaurants. But we never have parties next to graves. Do we ever have parties in houses? Yes, we do. We have parties in houses. But we never have parties next to graves.
Nope.
Do we ever have parties next to graves?
No, we don't never have parties next to graves.
Never. We never have parties next to graves. Where do we never have parties?
Next to graves.
Next to graves. We never have parties next to graves. Do we ever?
No. Never.
We never have parties next to graves. Not ever. Never. We don't laugh or play music or fly kites in cemeteries either. Do we laugh in cemeteries usually? No. We don't. We don't laugh in cemeteries. Where don't we laugh?
In the cemetery. We
In
don't
cemeteries.
laugh in the
That's right.
cemetery.
Okay. I found
I found
that I preferred
I prefer
the Guatemalan
the
approach.
I found that I
Did
prefer.
I find that I preferred the American approach?
No, I
Or did I find that I preferred
Guatemalan
the Guatemalan approach?
Guatemalan approach.
The Guatemalan approach. I found that I preferred the Guatemalan approach. Did I find that I preferred the American approach?
No, I didn't.
No, I didn't.
find
I didn't find that I
found
preferred the
that
American approach. I
Yes.
found that I preferred the
the
Guatemalan approach.
Guatemalan approach.
Which approach did I prefer?
Guatemalan approach. I
I
prefer
preferred the Guatemalan approach.
The Guatemalan approach.
Did I prefer the American approach?
No, I didn't prefer.
No.
But the one American
Who
approach.
preferred the Guatemalan approach?
Me, I just
Me,
I
AJ,
just-
right?
I
I preferred
the
the Guatemalan approach. I found that I preferred the Guatemalan approach. I liked the way they remembered and celebrated those who had passed away. Did they celebrate those who were alive?
No.
No, they didn't celebrate those who were alive. They celebrated those who had passed away. Did they celebrate those who had passed away?
Yes.
Or those who had become rich?
Who have passed
They
away.
celebrated those who had
has
passed
passed away.
away. Who celebrated those who had passed away?
Guatemalan.
Guatemalans, right?
The-
Guatemalans celebrated
celebrated
those who had passed
So
away.
who has passed away.
When did they celebrate those who had passed away?
On November 1st, the day of the dead.
On the Day of the Dead,
November 1st.
November 1st. On the Day of the Dead, November 1st, they celebrated those who had passed away. Who celebrated? Oh, the Guatemalans. The Guatemalan families celebrated. Who did they celebrate? They celebrated those who had passed away.
So who
I
has
liked
passed
that
away.
they acknowledged death
Not dead.
instead of denying it the way
Instead
Americans do.
denying American.
Who liked that they acknowledged death?
Me, I just lied.
Yeah, me, AJ.
I just
Right? Me, AJ. I liked that they
I
acknowledged
lied.
death.
Acknowledge
Did they acknowledge money? Or did they acknowledge death?
death.
They
So
acknowledged
acknowledging death.
death.
Acknowledging death.
What did they acknowledge?
Death. So
Death.
acknowledging
They
death.
acknowledged
death.
death. Who acknowledged death?
Guatemalan.
Guatemalans.
Guatemalan.
Guatemalans acknowledged
Death.
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 Did they acknowledge death? Or did they acknowledge money?
She acknowledges death.
They acknowledged
Acknowledging
death
Acknowledging death.
instead of denying it. Who denies death?
American denier death.
Americans. Americans deny death.
Death.
Do Guatemalans deny death?
No, Guatemalan
No, not Guatemalans. Guatemalans don't deny death. Americans
deny
deny
death.
death.
Deny death.
Do I like that Americans deny death?
No, I don't like American deny death.
No, I don't. I don't like it. I don't like that Americans deny death. But I like that there is life as well as death in Guatemalan cemeteries. I liked that. Did I like their cemeteries?
Yes, I like the
Yes, I
cemetery.
liked their cemeteries. What did I like?
I like
Their
cemetery.
cemeteries.
The
Guatemalan cemeteries. I
Guatemalan
liked
cemetery.
Guatemalan
Cemetery.
cemeteries. Did I like Guatemalan cemeteries? Or did I like Guatemalan restaurants?
I like the Guatemalan
I
cemetery.
liked Guatemalan
Guatemalan cemetery.
cemeteries. Whose cemeteries
That
did I like?
Me, I just I like
Guatemalans, right?
I like
Guatemalan
Guatemalan
cemeteries. I liked the Guatemalans'
cemetery.
cemeteries. Guatemalans' cemeteries. Whose cemeteries did I like? The Guatemalans' cemeteries. I liked the Guatemalans' cemeteries. Guatemalans call it the Day of the Dead, but it is also a day to appreciate life. Okay, that is all
kết thúc ngay rồi.
for
Bye
this
bye.
mini story. This was a very slow and soft mini story. So this mini story